This is 5 on your side at 5. Focused on you.
We are heading into a heat wave. It's humid, it's hot, with temperatures in the triple digits expected later this week. And along with the extreme heat, we're tracking some showers in our area. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Ann Allred. Let's get to Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell with our weather first forecast.
You know, those temperatures are really going to soar here as we head towards the middle and end of the week. 93 again today. We were there yesterday. It felt closer to 100 this afternoon, but at the moment, we're rather quiet across the bi-state area, just hot and steamy. Looking out into Chesterfield, earlier today we had the clouds from showers and thunderstorms that were decaying and dying off to our west, but now the sky's pretty bright. That's allowed us to heat up into the low 90s in a lot of places this afternoon, and it feels like it's 95 to 100 in most spots. Our radar scan right now, your weather first Doppler radar, not looking at anything problematic at the moment. It's really later tonight in the overnight and into, again, Tuesday night and Wednesday when we could have some scattered showers or thunderstorms, but that only holds the heat back for a bit. By Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, afternoon high temperatures should be just above 100 degrees, and the heat index could be nudging 105. Not record temperatures, but certainly steamy and dangerous heat building in, especially considering much of the week, temperatures will struggle to get below 80 degrees during the overnight hours.
Tonight, we're learning more about a deadly crash in Kirkwood. It happened yesterday afternoon. Multiple neighbors tell 5 on your side the victim was a young woman. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay spoke with residents who say this road is a trouble spot.
Crews have been out working all day on the pole that the driver hit Sunday afternoon. Now you can see here behind me, there was that pole that the driver hit, and neighbors say she actually pushed it 3 feet to the side. Police were called to the crash just before 2:30 on Sunday afternoon on Doherty Ferry Road near Geyer. Pictures from neighbors show just how extensive the damage was. Witnesses say the driver, who they believe is a female, was going 60 to 80 miles per hour when she hit the pole. Kirkwood Police Department told 5 on your side they are not releasing any other information on the crash. All they would say is that it was a single vehicle accident and the driver was deceased at the scene. Neighbors and residents say speeding is out of control on the street and has been an issue for a while.
We have plenty of laws on the books. Nothing is enforced.
You have a lane here that's 14 feet. They're going to be doing 12 miles an hour faster than they should be just because of the comfort level. There's so much room. It's the width of a highway lane.
Coming up at 6, we'll hear more from concerned residents about this road and the improvements they want to see in the future. In Kirkwood, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
A shooting leaves a child, mother, and father injured in South St. Louis. Tonight, we're learning more about what led to the shooting. Police responded to the scene just a few hours ago near Nebraska and Keokuk.
Neighbors say a 12-year-old boy was shot in the thigh, his mother shot in her foot, and the child's father apparently suffered gunshot wounds in his legs. Neighbors say the father of the other children ran outside, chased the 12-year-old and his parents, and then shot the 3 victims. Police arrested the man at the scene. New tonight, we've learned the crisis of Hyundai and Kia thefts in our area is getting worse. That's despite the automakers' efforts to provide anti-theft technology for free. 5 on your side's Christine Byers has been covering this story for 2 years, and she's here to explain how the company Carfax is stepping up to help. Christine.
And I was hoping to stand here today and say there's finally a downward trend in Hyundai and Kia thefts, but the exact opposite is true, and the number of stolen cars in our area is higher than ever. An estimated 8.3 million Hyundais and Kias were built between 2010 and 2022 without engine immobilizers, and thieves have spread how easy it is to steal them quickly on social media. In February, the automakers announced that they would install engine immobilizers at no cost to consumers at dealerships. But so far, only about 3 million people have done so. Carfax estimates there are still 85,000 vehicles in Missouri and 189,000 in Illinois that haven't got the fix. So Carfax says it will add a new category to its reports on Hyundais and Kias. It will show if the vehicle someone is buying has the anti-theft technology. Patrick Olson is the editor-in-chief of Carfax, and he says it can help car buyers bargain for a lower price or allow sellers to ask for more.
We definitely know that consumers appreciate all of the details on a vehicle history report, and cars with a track history of service and maintenance and registration and repairs typically are worth about $2,000 more than cars that lack that documentation. So a detail like this, I think, would be of value to any future buyer.
Now, looking at some of those staggering numbers I got from St. Louis and St. Louis County Police just a few hours ago, so far this year, St. Louis County Police have seen a 51% increase in Hyundai and Kia thefts. St. Louis City Police have seen an 86% jump.
Thank you, Christine. A hearing at City Hall this week could determine if one of the city's oldest homeless shelters can reopen its doors during daytime hours.
The New Life Evangelistic Center says it would not house people overnight, but fears the city might reject its application for an occupancy permit. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, talked to the faith leaders pushing to open the nonprofit as a church. Mark?
Mike and Ann, if you've ever tried to open a business in the city of St. Louis, you're probably all too familiar with the mountain of paperwork you have to hurdle to open your doors. That's the bureaucratic process the leaders of this nonprofit say they're drowning in right now as they try to engage in more active outreach to feed the hungry and clothe the poor. The building has stood here in downtown for more than a century, and for these last 50 years, organizers say it has served as a beacon of hope to people in need of housing. But after a flood of complaints in recent years from local developers or nearby businesses, they shut down and had to start applying for construction permits to start making repairs. We got to look inside the facilities today, where faith leaders say they have a constitutional right to practice their religion here. And that religious mission includes providing a space for people to come inside out of the elements during the day.
We are just trying to open this building as a church. This is in direct response to the increase of violence and murder in downtown St. Louis.
When they closed this facility, let's look at history. All hell has broke loose on Washington Street. People weren't shooting each other, killing each other, mugging each other. I mean, all hell's broke loose.
A hearing is scheduled before the Board of Building Appeals this Thursday. The nonprofit says it would not provide overnight shelter at this location. They hope to do that at a separate location out in the county. Tonight at 6, we have a closer look at the despair and desperation they're working to confront.
Mark, thanks.